I'm Gabe Joel, and this is Comic Smack, the weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic book show where we take closer, more in-depth looks at the coolest and most happening things going on in the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we're going to be looking at all new X-Men issue number 8. Hank McCoy is teaming up with Dr. Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme. How'd that happen? Well, let's hop on in and find out.
So, as the comic opens, we see Beast and Iceman are at the hospital looking over a now comatose Cyclops following his run-in with Toad last issue. If this seems like a huge jump, it kind of is. Hank is beginning to lose hope in the all-new X-Men's mission of goodwill, considering that in the last couple weeks they've had their butts handed to them by the Brotherhood of Evil benchwarmers. It's because of this he decides it's time to chuck the whole thing and just have the X-Men go back to their own time period. No, really, he makes this gigantic jump in logic and doesn't even ask the other team members how they're feeling. In fact, we don't even see any of the other X-Men for the rest of the issue. This is solely a Hank and Dr. Strange related story. Speaking of Dr. Strange, Hank decides that because science has offered no way to return the all-new X-Men to their own time period, that he's going to go and look for a magical solution, even though Hank himself states that he hates and doesn't understand magic, which, is a great, opening salvo to meet a magical wizard man by telling him how much you hate what he does. Steven tells Hank that it's a lot harder than he's making it out. Magic isn't some universal cheat, and he just can't pull a time travel spell out of his ass like he could a rabbit out of a hat. And to top things off, magic in the Marvel Universe has been acting freaky the last little bit, as you would know if you've been reading the main Doctor Strange book. It's at that point our two heroes come under attack by invisible demons, because when you're Doctor Strange, it just isn't a day that ends in Y when you're not getting attacked by invisible demons. Beast gets outfitted with a magical eye, which allows him to see the villain in which Dr. Strange are fighting, and hey, it also helps for the comic because, oh look, someone took all the color away from the pencils. The stress of the new magical artifact appears to be too much for Beast, and he ends up passing out, which means Dr. Strange has to do everything in his power to keep him from getting eaten. When the demons once again make a final push and Dr. Strange can't repel them, Beast decides he will put on the magical artifact one more time, only it doesn't drive him insane because he chose to not think about it as magic. He chose to think about it as something he understood, science, and all of a sudden the images that were bombarding his mind became theorems and formulas. And thus the comic ends with Hank figuring, hey, maybe I won't send the entire X-Men team back now. I guess I learned a lesson. Good for me. All New X-Men number 8, as far as I'm concerned, is the definition of a filler issue, no doubt buying time until their own Apocalypse War crossover. Now, I like Dr. Strange, and Beast is my favorite X-Men, and yet for some reason when you put them together, it's not a peanut butter and chocolate style situation. I mean, on one hand, I can see what they're going for. Young Beast is a man of science and logic, but Dr. Strange is a man of fantasy and mysticism who was once a man of science and logic. And yet for some reason this story just never clicked with me. The art was nice, even if there was a handful of cheats going on. At the end of the day, I would feel comfortable giving this one a 5. It's a definition of a meh comic. I'm probably going to forget about it the second I'm done editing this video. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching my newest video. I hope you enjoyed it, and while you're here, why not check out another video I have on offer, or maybe if you're feeling in a supportive mood, you want to like or subscribe. And if you want to support the creation of more videos just like this one, then please by all means check out the Cape Joel Patreon. A little bit goes a very long way, and I will see you all next time.